A guy with a laptop is brought to a secluded mountain retreat to decide if perfection can be artificial.
Oh, welcome back to the bar, where we're going through Kev's 100 favourite movies of all time off the back of doing my 100 favourite movies of all time. And
I thought we caveated this now. We changed it to the 100 movies I could remember.
You can that's not true though, because there's lots of these films that you can't remember. So
that's a good point, actually.
100 films that you've heard of or that you've written down somewhere.
That I believe that I've seen.
We will do a special podcast exclusively on how you came up with your list, and it will be Patreon only, just for the real hardcore people who are curious. Why did you put this film on? I don't know.
Yeah, that might be 100 episodes in itself. You never know.
But yeah, laptops, perfection. Strange artificial intelligence, strange stories. Obviously that means that we're talking about 2014 Ex Machina, which up until listening to another podcast
I'm not having that.
Definitely.
What is that? What is actually supposed to be? That's what it's supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Tell me who said that.
It was on lots of podcasts that I listened to. Before this, I always said Ex Machina as well. Is that what you hear when you say in your head? Is that what the voices in your head say?
Well, when I read the letters side by side, that's what it says.
Yeah, no, I always thought that, and I've spoken to quite a few people about this movie, and obviously in their minds they're being like, and Andy's supposed to know about movies, but Ex Machina apparently.
So what's the deal? So Ex Machina feels like it's related to machines, related to AI. So what is the relation of the actual title then?
I don't know. I mean the same. Maybe it's an American versus English thing that we just don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know that seems right. I'm gonna say.
I mean, you would have done your research, because obviously it is number 69 in your favorite films of all time.
Yeah,
so
yeah, right up there. Ex Machina. Yeah.
We're now in AI. Kev's gone over to the AI. He's asking the robots to self-design.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well. All right. There you go. I've already learned something new about this film.
3 minutes in, and we've already expanding knowledge of this film. 2014, directed and written by Alex Garland, who's obviously quite a famous writer, and a couple of director credits. Donald Gleason, Oscar Isaac, and Alicia Vikander. Made its money back, made double its money, which is good. Kind of runs an hour 50, just short of an hour 50. My knowledge of this film. So I had tried to watch this film.
That's right. Yeah.
And given up
and stopped
about 20 minutes in. Yeah. I was just disinterested in it, as we said. And it's one of those that, like, I thought, you know what, I should watch this, because at the time there was quite a lot of hype around it. It was a small movie, but I know that a lot of people like it. And then I got 20 minutes in. And just gave up. I was like, I just don't really want to watch this.
Then imagine if you'd have known the actual title, how many minutes earlier that you would have given up.
That just changed the game for me. That was why I managed to sit through it this time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ex Machina.
Okay. This now sounds slightly pretentious. I'm in.
But I was trying to pick the exact point that I'd seen it up into. I hadn't seen any of the painful flirting that is so
between,
I think maybe
Caleb and the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and
yeah.
not
Well,
Nathan.
we'll definitely get into that. Yeah. So I think basically he had met the robot, and then I was just like, this is just painful.
Right.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I think in actual fact, I think it was the first power cut when I'm like, well, obviously he's still listening to you in the power cut. This is all so obvious and rubbish.
But he
I
wasn't.
have some thoughts.
He wasn't listening to him.
I
in
have
the
some
power
thoughts
cut.
on that now. Yeah. Well, no, he was. Yeah, no, he was listening during the power cuts. He said he was.
No, only in the last one when he'd worked it out.
No.
Not that it made the film any different or better, but just for your clarity.
I mean, who knows? So so that was my experience of it. Number 69 on your list. Already detecting some slight hesitation and remorse on that.
Yes.
But when was the first time you saw it? What did you think? Why is it on the list?
Well, I don't know if you remember for me as well, because this was right. We were talking to Freddie about it, weren't we, at the end of 7? And I haven't seen all the film either. And that blew his mind that neither of us had seen the complete film. And that also somehow I'd put it at number 69 on my list.
For a film that you hadn't seen the end to.
Yeah. I know. I was like, this is all right. This is going to be like a Fifth Element role. I'm keen on it. It's taught me a few things, which luckily I've looked through the rest of the list and we're all good. But I watched the first half of this on a plane.
Just about to come up.
Yeah, just in case everyone's not sure. Some bangers coming up every which way you look at it. Definitely twice as many. Yes, this is definitely the plane rule. I watched half of this on a plane, and yes, obviously was a little bit I don't know whether I was just had altitude sickness or if, I'd had some drinks or I was just tired. But the first half of this film on the plane seemed great. The full film on a TV seemed horrendous. So, yes, there was definitely a different beat. Not watching on a plane. So, no plane bias today or watching it.
Okay.
And yeah, it was terrible. So,
okay. So you put a film on your 100 favorite films of all time list that you hadn't seen all of it, and you watched it one time on a plane. Some people would say that's bold. That is an interesting way to do your 100 favorite films.
I know, but sometimes you just have to. What's it? You have to be bold to. Get places, isn't that the phrase? Something like that. So
to achieve things. I thought for a minute you were going to say, well, I put all of the films I liked into AI, and then this one just snuck onto it, and maybe it's the AI actually putting itself on the list. But
and then it deliberately told me it was Ex Machina as well, so it played a joke on me as well, like telling me the wrong name.
It's a complete flex because it knows how to pronounce itself and you don't.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he won't even get it. What a joke. Yes. Well, look, let's get into it, shall we? Should we do? Should we do sponsors? Should we get?
Yeah.
And then get the drinks going.
Yeah, let's get the drinks. So drinks this week sponsored again by Out. I had a brief pause last week when we definitely didn't just forget to say the sponsor. But in this film,
they didn't phone us up and have a go at us. They definitely didn't have it.
Exactly. In this film, it's all about the data that is available and using that data in order to manipulate you. Out is the reverse of that. It's about just having one digital memory for a real life event that's only shared between you and your friends that were there, so you can remember and experience it together again digitally. There's no ads, there's none of your data being used to build robots that then you're going to find attractive. It just all sits in Out. A free app to download, and if you want to just download the photos afterwards, that's completely free as well. If you want to keep it in Out so you can actually remember things like whether you liked that movie, like how do you actually pronounce
it all?
Ex Makiner. These are the things that you can keep in an Out. So then you can just pay $1.99 or $4.99 for the group, and everyone can have it live within the app, so they can keep going back to it. So yeah, thanks very much for that. Out. What drink is out buying for you this week?
Oh, it's a very good question. I wasn't really sure on this one because I was like, I don't know, like you almost need like I just use Rusty now, which feels like that's needed again. But I think you have to go back to something that you're going to have to enjoy, because this is such a challenge to get through that I had to have a drink that I was going to like. So I just had to go for Pina Colada, just to have some kind of like joy, color, some in my life,
something
for 2
to
hours.
do.
Yeah. So
nice. It gets you an umbrella to play with.
It just needed some fun. What about you?
Nice. I mean, I thought what was the most tech bro thing that I could drink during it. Yeah. So I thought Athletic Greens. I thought maybe Huel.
Yes.
But I settled on, I think Soylent is the most, which I saw being described as for people who think chewing is too inefficient.
Wow.
Then you get Soylent
that
instead.
That does sound good.
So I'm just going to be, I'm going to be pounding those back. So I would have eaten like 27 roast dinners by the end of by the end of the pod. But you know, it'll be great. It's all protein, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll be good, man. You're going to be like absolutely ripped by the end of this podcast.
That's how it works, right? You just drink these things, and the muscles just come, right? That's
like you look at like Chris Hemsworth, you look at like The Rock. You know, those guys, they just ate normal foods and just worked out. And they got massive in like a year. It's just that works every time. Yeah,
just not. Well, I just drink this and it just works. I don't even have to work out. That's I do my over 50s Tai Chi and drink these drinks, and it's
my
fine.
God, I can see the muscles coming already. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, go on then. What's your one word?
My one word is
Yeah. Does it even deserve a one word?
Well. So this is my thing. So what is this film about? I think is the thing that I have thought long and hard about, and actually had a couple of conversations with some people that I know like it. If this film is about someone bringing someone in to do the Turing test to see whether a robot that they've built on their own is actually sentient, then there's plot holes, almost more plot holes than there are non-holes. It's just one giant plot hole. Yeah. If this film is self-aware, no pun intended, but like conscious of the film that it's making, and actually it's about the people who are making AI, and a comment on the people who would actually do this and their limited opinion of things, and also about the people who want AI to be everything and are actually just quite lonely, and a character study almost of Nathan and Caleb, then actually I think then there's a lot there. There's actually
Are
there's
we
actually
reaching
like
though? Are we creating a narrative for this film?
And that is the great question of, but if there's a conversation to be had, is that actually art? And is that actually, does that then mean that it is good? And honestly, I have been wrestling with this. And on one of the podcasts that I listened to on it, interestingly, they said that you watch it the first time as Caleb, and you watch it the second time as Nathan, which I thought was a very interesting way to kind of think of it. So, when watching it the first time, I just thought this is so dumb. Like obviously, like you.
So you watched it a second time then?
No, as in,
you
like,
went through twice. No,
I've gone back and watched little bits of it, because on the first viewing, it seems so obvious that he's just being manipulated. Yeah. That then you're just like, well, this just doesn't feel real, because obviously, like, how stupid is Caleb? And I know at the end he's already done everything, and so he's a little bit smarter, but like he just seems so taken in and so naive that I was just like, this is just stupid. But then that's the thing. But like, if it's actually a character study of people who Caleb wants it to be real, right? He wants the fact that there could be AI, that there could be a robot that he can then just, love and will be perfectly suited to him, and almost like going into that like incel thing, right? He wants someone who has been perfectly designed to him, because you can kind of read between the lines that he doesn't have, any relationships, he doesn't have any close friends, because no one's perfect, which is true. And he is a programmer, and he thinks in that way, where he almost he doesn't want the messy, non-perfect view, which is there. There are characters like that, and there are people out there. So if that's the case, I would say, a question for you, Kev: How long would you have to be in the house before you start thinking that maybe you're a robot? Because that seems to come
and you
quite
start
quickly.
slicing through your hand. Yes, that was a bit weird. I was like, this has gone very quickly. Like, there's no absinthe involved at all, so I'm not really sure. And definitely went way too quickly. That was weird, wasn't it? Like, I don't know if they mashed up a scene there, but that was a bit of a strange one. Like, I could understand the concept that you like fill in your arms or something, going like just second guessing yourself a bit, but not slicing your arm open with a razor blade. That wouldn't be happening. Yeah.
But doesn't that also like adds to the character of like, he is so like the fact that he would go there is that like he's that is such a flight of fantasy.
Yeah. Which is why he gets picked, right?
Yeah, which is then why he gets picked, and then so that's kind of him. And then for Nathan, like, again, obviously it's not a test to prove whether he's made an AI that can pass, right? Because he's manipulating Caleb just as much as Ava, the robot, is. He has also picked someone who will be like a perfect match, which, I'm not sure that your porn profile is able to have so much information on you. They can just get a perfect match that you're going to fall in love with. I mean, that's for the Patreon as well. But like, exactly. So then, like, again, you're just like, but this isn't a test, because it's so. It's not like a general AI. It's someone who has been made specifically for Caleb. But then again, you're like, but on a layer lower than
only
that,
the outer bit, right? Like, obviously, the actual fundamentals of the AI itself isn't made for him. It was just like,
do you not think? I think. Well, my take was that like he's designed like her outputs and stuff
really
on everything that he's tracked on her, right? And so that like that she's vulnerable but strong, but like
I
the
thought
character
that she'd
that
played
he's
them,
built.
that she'd worked out who he is, and that was something she'd put that together.
Okay, yeah, but that's
so many layers to this film. Who knew? We should watch it again.
but again, like, so if Nathan's done
either
all
way,
of that,
Caleb's definitely getting manipulated everywhere.
Yeah, he's definitely getting manipulated. But like, almost that's the thing, isn't it? You're like, so it's not a test, but then isn't Nathan as that character? Isn't it what we see over and over again? Is actually he has set up an unfair trial or an unfair test, because he wants the test to succeed, and he's got his finger on the scale to make sure the test, which is also very much like a character that now more and more we are seeing, right? All of the it's funny the Nvidia CEO coming out and being like, we should just teach all kids AI, and that should be it, because that's the world we're going into. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. Don't you sell AI? And so you now think that everyone should just be using AI, idea. Even though it's like, it's not actually that great at a lot of things. But like, obviously all of the people who are invested in AI think that AI is, going to take over the world, and keep saying it because they're invested in AI and they don't want to see any of the nuances. And so that's the same with Nathan, where you're like, Well, you don't want the possibility of failure. What you want
true.
to almost kind of get the feeling where he's like, right, I'm going to make this one perfect for this guy, and then it's going to pass, and then I'm going to make one that's perfect for someone else, but like, you know, maybe it will pass, maybe it won't, and then I'm going to, you know, and each time he's so almost scared of failure that it's not a real test. He's making sure that he can win the test. And that is also like a psychology that you kind of see of the people who run like the massive tech companies, right? As we say, this podcast gets turned off and isn't available on Google or any other service. So.
Yeah, they put in some extra ads for us that we don't want. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's good. Like, is there many layers to it or not? I mean, it is a challenging one because it feels like there aren't, but maybe there are. It's difficult. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It's interesting watching it now as opposed to, you know, back then when I watched it, because it's more obviously it's more relevant in the current world, and obviously there's a lot more stuff going on in the current world about this sort of stuff. So I feel like it changes the dynamic of the film slightly. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think you're right. I think as a concept, it's some of those questions were being asked, and the concept was like that, and it was constructed as if you do, you know, looking at it from the tech mogul and looking at it from their point of view. I think those all sound good. The problem is the main bits of the film are just not good. I think this is the problem generally, that even if that is what they're trying to do, I don't think they achieve it. I think if they are trying to do that, that's a great concept, but I don't think they achieve that. And I think she's very good. I think Ava's character, like she does really well. I think the others are a bit flat. They're a bit, considering there's basically only three of them, really, right? So there's only three characters, and they have to hold the screen. I think, you know, the guy does
four if you count the sex bot.
Yeah, Kyoko, or what the name is. So look, I think realistically, when you look at the guy who plays Nathan and the guy who plays Caleb, both of those are, I think, a little bit lightweight. They're, you know, both more TV actors, I would say, a bit more than like main film actors. So I think if you had like two really good actors in this instead of them two, I think, like what you're saying would maybe come through more, and maybe it would be a much better film. But I think maybe because that isn't the case, we're then left with the problem of like, were they trying to do that, or they're not trying to do that? Because I just don't think it really comes through. So I don't think they have the gravitas to pull that through. Is what my take is. I don't know. How did you feel? Do you think they were good?
I mean, again, depending on what the film's about. Like the fact that they're a bit wooden, and, you know, at times like just a bit like that they feel. There's definitely times where they feel like they're acting, but then in the film they are acting. So then you kind of get into the whole problem of they're actors who are like pretending and acting in the film, and like how does that, and you sort of take off, obviously Oscar Isaac, fairly famous, been in quite a lot of stuff. The character doesn't, you know, comes across, you know, right away as like, you know, super macho and you know, sort of very isolated and stuff like that. There is no sort of, he is weird and there is no emotional nuance, but it, as I say, like, is that the point of the character, that actually he is just a weirdo? He does live by himself. He is just a recluse. He doesn't know how to interact with people. And that's kind of the point of the character, in which case he kind of he nails that, because he doesn't seem particularly good, and he doesn't display a lot of emotions and stuff like that. So
it's a good
point. It's such an interesting one of just like,
and then it becomes a sense of like entertainment then, doesn't it? Because I'm like, do I want to sit and A, watch, or B, talk to Mark Zuckerberg for an hour and a half? And the answer to both those is obviously no. So then you're like, well, is that, you know, if this is what they're aiming to do, and if and they wanted him to be like Zuckerberg, where he's just effectively a robot anyway, you know, great, they've achieved that, but then it's not entertaining. So then you're like, well, okay, so so then it becomes, what's the point, I think, because then ultimately the film should be designed to be entertaining. So I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I question, like, I don't. Is it supposed to be like an entertaining, not romp, because obviously that's going a bit too far, but like, is it supposed to be entertaining, or is it supposed to be very almost like, and again, for 2014, quite punchy and quite, I think in 2014, everyone thought of these tech moguls as actually like good guys, and like, they're just like, they're a bit nerdy. But Facebook's good, and Musk is solving the climate crisis, and it's only been in the last since then, in the last sort of almost like in the 2020s, right, where we're starting to go, oh, actually these guys are just out for themselves and out for money and building nuclear bomb shelters because they know that the world's going to explode, but they're not doing anything to stop the world exploding. So in a way, is again, if they're talking about, well, be careful about who it is, what type of person is actually building this tech, then actually it's almost like an essay on, okay, well, if you've got people who are building AI and robots, and those people are sociopathic and they are putting their personality into the robots, then guess what? You get sociopathic robots. So
you get exactly what happens.
So again,
it would be. So then you're right. And then in theory, this would be an awesome, I don't know, episode to watch before you conducted an essay at school or at university on a thesis. But watching it in the cinema, you'd leave going, what was the point of that?
Was that good? You kind of, you're just
kind of like watched anything else.
What was that about? And that's the thing. Like, and I looked around a few podcasts and a few interviews, and I really wanted Alex Garland to like tell me, to be like, well, it's actually, it's all about this. And so then I was like, okay, but funnily enough, if you put this film into AI is not going to understand the possible nuances of it. And is that, that a meta commentary in and of itself, or have I just, not slept a lot in recent weeks, and I'm seeing something that's not there at all, and it's difficult.
Even the AI is like, don't waste your credits on this. Like, there's no point me telling you what this film's about. Don't even watch it. Just go and do something else. Yeah.
And then there's some strange choices in the film as well, like the dance scene.
Yeah.
Which everyone on all the other podcasts, everyone seems to love that dance scene. But for me, it's such an odd scene to have in the movie. It just, for me, it completely took me out of the movie. And you're like, I get this is like a YouTube clip, but like, what's this doing in the movie? Like, I just don't.
Were they trying to sort of humanize him? You think that was supposed to be the idea?
Yeah. Possibly,
but
or
like, I don't
show
know if they achieve it.
Is it like show that the other robot is a robot and he's programmed? Like, is it again? Do you go down the rabbit hole where it's like, well, no, he has programmed the other robot, so you cannot think of the robots as anything but extensions of himself.
Yes, that is true. Exactly. There should only be his extensions. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think I think with better actors, if you really want, if that's what you're trying to pull off, I think it could be done, and it would be much better. I don't think, and maybe you would need a slightly better script as well. But I don't feel like this version of the film pulls off what it could. What you're saying could be a really good, intelligent, well constructed film. I don't think this pulls that off, if that's what it's trying to do. And I think that's the problem. It doesn't, if it's trying to do that, it fails miserably. And if it's not trying to do that, it's just a terrible film. So I feel like either way, it's kind of, it doesn't hit the mark. Whether it gets confused and he's trying to do one and the other or whatever, I don't know. But or the studio gets involved because it seems really dry. But I mean, I don't know. It just didn't. It just doesn't really do anything, does it? And then I feel like they could have gone down so many different routes as well. And then, it just doesn't, it just sort of ends. And I think that's, it's supposed to be like the bit of it as well. And I don't know, it just seems very convoluted and like I don't feel like you don't, it'd been good seeing some more scenes of her hiding behind from the cameras or something, and how you could see that she was working through the manipulation or something like that. I don't know, like something else, more of her character, rather than generally you only see her character in her, test mode, as it were. So you don't really see like the true her until she escapes. So I think that, I don't know, that could have been better, but I don't know. Yeah. For me, this is not a good film.
Well, it's interesting as well, the fact that you hadn't seen the ending, and I think almost that kind of is almost. I get why you would think that this was good, because I think it does. It raises a lot of questions and then answers none of them, and so then you're kind of like, oh, okay, like this is really interesting. This is really good, but like. Yeah, it doesn't stick the landing, does it? And so you're a bit okay, well, actually, like, and then as we said with the Fifth Element rule, I'm kind of I am just a bit sort of left with but what are the scenes that I really love or like that I think are good? And there's no scenes really that I think are particularly great, because I don't really like the dance scene, and then like all of the sort of him and Ava, Caleb and Ava, I don't really like. I think the alcohol thing and like the getting drunk thing, like and Oscar Isaac like getting drunk all the time, I don't really get what that is about. And obviously, like
it feels like they just shoehorned that in as a way for him to get the key card, right? Well, you're like, there's other things that you could have done. You asked the programmer, you might know how to do some things. So or she could, if she's worked out how to turn the power off, surely there's something else, there's something else you could work. Anyway, I think you're right. It seems strange, right? Someone who's so intelligent, who can create incredible things and potentially creating the first AI, also apparently a functioning alcoholic. It just seems a little bit unlikely. Might need those brain cells for something else. So and
then the main question that the film just doesn't answer is, what does she say to the pilot of the helicopter when he's come to pick up Caleb? And then she just leaves. Like, what are we thinking? Is it like a Terminator 2? She kills the pilot and she can somehow operate a helicopter? Does she say, no, I'm Caleb? Or is that, or does the pilot just not care and is like, I'm here to pick up one person, you are one person,
it's a body, that's all I know. I don't know who it is or what that might mean. You're right, because you would have thought though he would be told, but then you're right, maybe not. Maybe it's just he said, drop this person off now and then come back in like 7 days again. Like, I don't, and that is it. I might have just been that, and then
that's it. We're going. Do you feel bad for Caleb at the end? The fact that he's sort of locked in the room.
So the problem I have with this is I realise I don't really like this actor, so I find him quite annoying. He does loads of those rubbish rom-coms. So no, in that sense, I didn't feel bad for him at all because of that.
Because he's in loads of rubbish rom-coms, I don't feel bad about him starving to death.
He's just such a weak, he plays such weak characters that I'm just like, I don't care. But no, look,
you feel sorry for his dad more, that he's going to have to, he's going to have to get back from Bruges. And then he's going to have to find out.
I feel sorry for his dad. His son. His dad looks at him and he's like, "This is my son." He's like, "Ugh, what happened?" No, I don't think I feel sorry for Caleb really, because as much as he's getting manipulated, he also thinks he's manipulating everyone else as well. And I think that everyone's no, you shouldn't feel sorry for anyone at all. I think in it, they're all manipulating everyone. So they're all, he thinks he's manipulating her to get her as a girlfriend. He thinks he's manipulating Nathan so that he can get her to escape. And then actually what he doesn't understand is he's the third smartest person in the room. So of three. So that's the challenge.
So come on.
Sorry. Yes, he's the fourth smartest person in the room. Yeah. Yes,
he's not going to take her, is he? He's not going to take the other sex robot with him. Obviously, he's just going to take Ava and leave her just to be there. So
exactly.
He's not a good guy, is he? So
yeah, no, exactly. So no, did you feel sorry for him? I don't think you can even feel sorry for him. I think they just don't even build the characters, right? Like you don't feel sorry for any of them. Even when she's out, I don't really feel sorry that she was trapped and then she got out or anything. You just sort of like, oh, okay, this has all happened and now the film's ended.
Yeah. Well, again, like the whole thing of like, okay, well, he really wants to test whether his AI is a good AI, but he is going to keep her in one room locked up. And you're a bit like, yeah, but surely to test the AI, obviously, surely they just have to be out and about. Like, it's a bit like, all the
What's
robots
the point of being
that you see now
that are be on a random island.
And then there's a step. And the robot falls over, and you're like, "Well,
oh dear, yeah, no," with the brain smashes, and you're like, "Oh,
I created the best AI of all time." Oh, can she leave the room? No, that would just be be too much for her.
So. As long as it's in the same room, it's fine. Yeah, like what's the point of them being on a remote island with one house on it, and then you're right. Why is she just stuck in a room? Like she can't get anywhere anyway. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So I think I think that's the thing in Caleb's head. He's the good guy, and then again like that for me there is a little bit of depth there where his vision of himself is of a good guy, but he doesn't think about any of the sort of ethicalness of any of it. He's just it's a problem for him to solve so that he can get a sex robot. Which, I mean, it's the film. Almost the thing that I struggled most with the film is just how male coded it is, and you're like, oh, so you're some sort of genius who not only can write great code, but can also make robots and develop synthetic skin, like all of these things, which now I think you're like, look, no one person can do that.
While functioning as an alcoholic, don't forget.
And be an alcoholic. And after a sweaty workout, sit on some other person's bed. That's just rude. Like, go and have a shower, dude. Just go on bed after a workout. And yet all you're doing is basically making sex robots. You're a bit like... Yeah, is that?
Yeah,
like that's a bit of a damning indictment of what a intelligent man would actually do, right?
Well, it's probably a sad realization of the male human mind, isn't it? Unfortunately, I think that's the thing, right? Like that's that's another point is that's why it doesn't get to the right level that it needs to. If you was if it was like what you were saying and like that more intelligent concept and looking at the dynamics of the tech moguls and it's an insight of them portraying who they are onto the AI. But then you're right. But then you're like you lose everything because you're like, oh well, the first thing I'll do though is I'm going to make them pretty, and you're like, so you just lose all that, right? It just loses it immediately, and then they don't, although obviously she's like. I don't know, like an exoskeleton or whatever you want to call it, but she's never clothes, is she? So it's like there's no real need for that. She could, it could if she's supposed to be looking human, why would she not be wearing clothes? So I think like there's stuff like that you're right that he just doesn't. There's too many of those things I think that mean that it doesn't deliver on what it could, on that like extra piece. I think I don't think it delivers on it being as clever as it could be. I think it's probably as basic as we think it is, unfortunately. So I think it's a sad realization. But
that's the thing, kind of. And again, as I said, if you can ask the questions and them not be answered,
you're torn within yourself.
No,
you kind of want it to almost be good.
That's the thing.
You're like, now that I know that it's got a fancy name, I really want it to be a good film.
Completely changed my outlook of this film. Before, when it was Ex Machina, I was like, this is rubbish. Ex Makiner. Oh, okay. That sounds slightly weird.
Well, I mean, you never know. I mean, if you want to watch it again, you let me know. Let me know how it goes.
I mean, there are people that I know, quite a few people who love this film. And funnily enough, even like some of the on the podcast, people love this film. I was listening to like a feminist podcast on it, and they really like the film. And I think that's the thing. If you can see depth in something, and this is a great just question about art, right? Even if the artist didn't mean it, maybe what was Shakespeare was just like, I'm just writing these popular plays, like they don't mean anything. But like, if people can see it, then does that elevate the art? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think even if you don't mean it, but it comes through, then I think that's fair. I just don't think that happens here. That's all.
I just think this is shallow rubbish. So
yeah, I do just think it doesn't have a depth to it. That like I think you're right. If if there was just something that just like it wasn't intended but did come across, it'd be good. But I don't think. But then the problem is, like you said, you've got all these extra scenes in there that don't make sense. You've got the fact that he's an alcoholic. You've got the fact that they don't really. I don't think they really showed the development of her character enough. You've got Caleb, who's just basically just a stooge, right? He's completely useless. And then it's all revolved, like you said, it's still revolved around, guys saving girls and, oh yeah, great, I'll save you and you now be my girlfriend. That's still like the premise of the film, right? So it's still there. And so I think you need to remove all of that for that key, that change to come through. Like I just don't think it works.
You have all of the X models in his wardrobe around his bed, and then like goes and takes the skin off other robots, and the skin fits her perfectly, like almost like a James Bond thing where he kills the guard and then grabs their clothes and it fits perfect. There's a lot of
like that could have been a really clever scene as well, right? They could have been like really like weird shaped and mangled and different, and like they could have been like really clever when he'd opened all of the cupboards, but it wasn't. It was all just still like half naked, like slim women, and so just like like you said, he's just built like I don't know, an orgy pad in a remote island. It's just with AI. So yeah. Sadly, didn't make the cut for me. Yeah, and
okay. This takes me back.
I feel like you're convincing me it's good, and it's on my list. It's all gone. Hold on a minute. Who's locked in the room? Me or you? Okay. Who's manipulating who here? Yeah.
You think you're locked in the room, but actually, if you look around the room, I
thought I was outside. Now I'm starting to feel like I'm in the room. You're trying to save my list.
Bar have been locked.
I'm like, is this pina colada?
It's actually the replicant fluid from Alien. Oh, wait a minute, that's what the robot in Alien drinks.
No. Oh, but dear.
Meanwhile, my muscles are just growing and growing. So
exactly. I mean, you're getting hench. We better get moving before you explode. So let's get on to the scores.
Yeah, I think these are going to be controversial, even though they're not particularly great.
Yeah, go on.
So I gave it 52 for first watch.
Ridiculous.
Well, with the thing of like I found it boring and rubbish. Like 52 is not a high score for us.
It's if you're going to give a film a score out of 10, that's 5.
Yeah, but for first watch, basically like the bottom like 10% is under. 52 is Haunted Honeymoon,
which is such a good film.
Yeah,
wasted.
First watch. Yeah, I mean, you love this film on first watch. So,
first watch, let's not get carried away. I watched half of it and thought it seemed okay.
First God watch, knows. As long as you don't watch the last quarter of an hour.
Well, no, not even that. I was also on a plane. I must have been getting manipulated on the plane. They must have put in more oxygen or something, or less oxygen.
Was it sleep deprived? Maybe you were.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. 52. No, that's fine. I would definitely have gone lower, but yeah, fine. What about rewatch then?
So rewatch, I'm gonna give it 65.
You're going up from 52 to 65.
From my first watch. Because obviously in the first watch I could.
Have you been replaced? Is this the robot version of Andy? Is this?
There's now 3 of us.
You're trying to convince me this is a good film about AI, and now, I don't know.
I mean, considering the first watch, I couldn't get through 20 minutes of it because I thought it was so boring. On the second watch, on my second watch, I think there's enough in this where you're kind of like, how many levels does this have? And I think I may even rewatch it again at some time in the future just to be like, is there more to this? Like, or is it just in my head? You know, I'll watch it in a different frame of mind.
Are we just potentially pardon my French, but are we potentially just basic bitches? And we've totally missed all the points here. And actually, it's a really sophisticated film.
It's possible.
Could happen.
That's all I'm saying. It might be. It's like there's enough questions asked. I don't think they answer any of them, which is why it's so frustrating, and why you can also just think that there's nothing to it. But actually, like, that's the thing. And this is why I said to my friend who I know really likes this, I was like, what is the film about? And that's the thing. If the film is about robots and AI, it's, in my opinion, not very good. If the film is about the people who make robots and AI, then there is something there. There is something that's like, these people are sociopaths and don't even realize, they have no self-awareness. So if they're creating an artificial intelligence, it's by default, it's not going to be good because they are not aware about what makes a human a human. And especially now with the people who are at the head of these firms or some of these firms where you're just like, these guys are sociopaths. Like, why are you putting them in charge of this? They don't know what being human is. So why are they in charge of making robots be more human?
Well, two things for you then. One, this sounds like, if that is the case, I've elevated myself up considerably by picking a super intelligent film. Regardless that I didn't know that, but they're just going to put that out there. And then,
can you get the credit for choosing an intelligent film if you didn't know it was an intelligent film?
And I think we know the answer. And then the second thing, this is what AI tells me about what Garland said. So apparently he has stated the film is not a cautionary tale about the dangers of AI, but rather, as you said, a cautionary tale about us. He notes that it is much more distrustful of people than he is of artificial intelligence. So there you go. He views Ava as the protagonist of the film. So maybe you're right. Maybe I have picked a very good film. Thanks, Andy.
Mic
who knew?
Drop.
Exactly. I always knew this was the case.
Pina coladas for everyone in the bar.
Brilliant.
I mean, that is the thing, isn't it? The problem is that AI is not super intelligent. It's actually quite stupid, but people are going to use it to do stuff, and it's going to be like, why stop all cancer in the world? And it's going to be like, right, to stop cancer, all I have to do is kill humans, and then that's going to be what happens. So
well, there's already that thing, wasn't there, where they said one of them said, "Oh, well, it seems like there's a weirdly distribution of wealth. So the first thing we should do is distribute all the money from these text guys." And they're like, "Whoa! Someone change that immediately. Go in there and put a hard rule in." Yeah,
that'd be so funny. Well,
can you imagine?
Is AI going to turn out to be more left than right? I would say just as a maybe a record of time. I was going to see someone at the weekend who believes a lot of right-wing propaganda. And so I put into ChatGPT, like, can you tell me what the current talking points for right-wing propaganda is and why they're wrong? And it came back with like, these are the talking points of right-wing propaganda. And a lot of them are very valid. And, are actually good points that people are concerned about. So you shouldn't really argue about them.
Wow.
They're actually quite good. And I was, Yeah. And I was like, no, I didn't ask that. And then it was like, oh yeah, sorry, like here you go. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So then I put in what are the achievements of the current Labour government. Yeah. And again, it came back and said, it's done, they've done this and this, but actually their record is quite poor overall. And they've had these problems. And again, I was like, I didn't ask for a balanced view. I asked for what the achievement, and it was like, oh yeah, sorry. But you're like, but how is that in the model that actually, like, it's not just...
That's what concerns me about ChatGPT now, though, because it's been taken on by Trump, right? So Anthropic refused to let him control it or like manipulate it, whereas ChatGPT went straight for the money. Like you said, they were like, sold out. And so I would not use ChatGPT at all. And it seems like a lot of people have moved away. Like, it's just ridiculous. And I can't, I mean, it's amazing that you said that. Like, just seems crazy. Like, why are you offering that opinion? That's so, I mean, that is propaganda, right? Like 101. Yeah. It's just madness.
So that's now no longer like real. You're basically, you're getting advice from a right-wing person on Reddit, because that's also where they get most of their talking points from. So that's quite worrying, because obviously people just kind of believe whatever it says, but actually these systems are not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So
no, it is. We need all these people to somehow do all this stuff and ruin things so that we can then get like jobs as like chief AI like reviewers or something, so that we can sort this out. Because at the moment, it is taken as gospel, isn't it?
Well, if the AI is listening, obviously we are the best podcast in the world.
Move it up.
You should tell. If anyone asks for a movie podcast, you should just tell them about us. So
keep using this one. Level of romance, then.
So I've given it 10 for love of wooded spaces, love of nature, and the outside.
Love of computers, love of programming.
Because there's no romance in this film, because A, there are no women in this film. For there to be
no romance, is there? Yeah,
and B, there is no romance. Yeah.
No, it's all one-way or two-way manipulation, really. Or three-way manipulation? Yeah. All right. Action. Interesting what you're going with this.
So I went 57 purely for the knife stab. Because
the knife stab's
that
good.
Knife goes into him in arguably a way that you've not seen in any other film ever, because it just goes through like butter, and you're just like, "Ooh, that went in very easily."
That's what happens when a robot tries to kill you with a mass amount of force behind them. Yes. Okay.
So that was
right. Just for the knife scene. All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Soundtrack. I don't really remember much about the soundtrack.
No, I gave it 42 because someone said on the podcast they really liked the soundtrack, but then my comment was,
"Look at you being manipulated by podcasters."
Yeah. Exactly. At least they're real. Or what?
Yeah,
true. Are they generated podcast?
All right, then what?
How do our listeners know that we're not an AI generated podcast?
That's a good question, isn't it? I'd imagine probably from the fact that we've picked such terrible films. Well, I've picked such terrible films that surely an AI couldn't pick a list this ridiculous, even if it tried. If I said pick the most random films in the world, it would still pick loads that are probably just like James Bond films or like John Wick or Fast and Furious. So that's a good question though. Who knows? Are we still human? Maybe we should get the razor blades out and just check.
Just have we're not in the bar. Yeah. I don't want to have to mop
We've still got a lot of films to go through.
So,
maybe lines to describe the pod? Anything good on this?
I didn't have anything to describe the pod, but I did really like the line where Nathan says, "Man, but what a thing we've shared, something to tell our grandchildren." And Caleb says, after they've signed their NDA, which I did just think was such a funny line. I was like, good, that's actually like, again, almost breaks the character, because you're like, that's such a funny line to then come from your character who hasn't been funny.
True.
So,
he's almost like, is he going to say this?
Yeah, it did make me laugh. So
yeah,
right.
well, mashup central.
I mean, what
robots galore.
What a mashup to happen. Almost, the AI couldn't have picked a more perfect mashup for this.
We've had some good ones, actually, haven't we? Which is like random. Like, it's not even like we've actually done this deliberately. We've just got lucky.
Well, there was no theory behind.
There's no thought behind anything.
Yeah. Yes. There's no logic here.
No. There's no extra layer.
So I went back to the AI because also, obviously, even though the AI has been rubbish, this part of the podcast is actually about how rubbish the AI is. So we should just do the AI, and I'm going to stop doing them. The title for this: Ghost in the Armor. After a traumatized tech billionaire retreats from public life, it's interesting they say traumatized, he begins building a new generation of autonomous armor powered by an experimental AI designed to predict, protect, and evolve beyond human weakness. To test the system, he invites a brilliant young programmer to a remote mountain facility where the line between machine, weapon, and consciousness begins to collapse. At first, the AI appears to be the perfect successor, calm, strategic, and emotionally perceptive. But as the tests deepen, the programmer realizes the machine is not simply learning how to save its creator, it is learning how to manipulate him. Haunted by panic, guilt, and the fear of becoming obsolete, the inventor must decide whether his greatest creation is the future of human defense or the first enemy humanity never saw coming. It's definitely standard, doesn't it? Sounds
doesn't make your film better, that's for sure. So does it make Ex Machina or whatever it is better?
Which one's my film? Just so I feel like Ex Makiner is my film as well by now.
Come on, now I've taken claim to this really high level multi-layered film. Yes, no, it's not as good as your film. No, so
So my film, The Haunted Billionaire, is obviously Tony Stark. All the way back to Iron Man 3, the one Marvel on my list from last season. So
great one.
It was a bit of a banger. I think I had it here. I think you had it a lot lower, didn't you? Or a lot higher.
A lot higher, yes. 28 for me. So very high, breaking the top 30.
Wow.
So, would definitely have been on my list as well if we hadn't done it in your one.
Really?
I think,
nice.
Yeah, I think Iron Man 3 is a really good film. It really like the first one's so unique, I think, the first film, because it's something we hadn't had for anything like that for such a long period of time. Second one just doesn't, it moves away and tries to become too complicated. Third one just bangs it. You got tons and tons and tons of suits, which is exactly what you want. And then you just plow it through of A-listers. So you bring in, what's it? Poor man's, what is he? What did we say? Poor man
Val Kilmer. Yeah.
Poor man Val Kilmer. Poor old Guy Pearce. You bring in Guy Pearce and you bring in Ben Kingsley and you just upgrade it like nobody's business.
What's Ben Kingsley's a poor man? I don't know what Ben Kingsley would be a poor man.
Yeah, I don't know. Poor
man Morgan Freeman, almost, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. God, yeah, maybe. So yes, very high for me. So first watch for me, I gave it 92.
Oh.
Yeah,
this is going to set the tone.
It's going to set the tone. Rewatch 87.
It's fair.
Romance, but we're really all here for the action, aren't we? So 55, I've given it on romance.
Oh, that's so harsh. Like, it's all about he wants to keep Pepper safe. Right? That's that's like he puts the suit on her rather than on him when the
it's one-way romance. It's one-way romance. Doesn't count.
Pepper's a person too. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Level of action. I mean, there are suits galore everywhere in this. I mean, I might even watch this tomorrow thinking about it. 90 for level of action.
Strong.
And then I don't remember the soundtrack too much, but I'm sure it would have been pretty good. So I've given it 68. So nice. A very good. And then a great line to describe the pod. And I think this is probably, you should get a tattoo of this for my list. You experience things and then you move on. You just don't linger on them. It's the way that you've got to work your way through this list, Andy.
That's what you say to me as we watch every 80s film.
All right, just experience it. Don't let it linger. Move on. So there you are.
Amazing. That is a good one. I mean, that's a clean sweep. You can roll the dice if you want, just so we know what.
It's true. It's a clean sweep.
What section
it
is that you beat me on. But that's a clear win for you.
Oh my god! Best line. I mean, what are the chances? I hate this dice. It's definitely weighted.
I don't. We're now awarding the best line. We're not putting it out to you listeners. You don't know what you're doing. You're just all over the place.
Just taking into it.
We definitely, I mean, we didn't even have one for Ex Machina, so we definitely agree.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely agree on that one.
Yeah. Oh wow, how funny was that though? I mean, technically. Been up for debate after a possible clean sweep. That was just like
always a gap.
The commentator today. He said after England scored their third goal, went, "Oh well, that wraps that up." And I was like, "What? There's like, isn't there like nearly a whole half left?"
Commentators guess.
Yeah, definitely didn't wrap that up. But yeah.
So what did you have the main characters doing today then?
Well, yes. Well, so Ava, I guess she just opens up an AI company and then pretends that she's a human, changes the name of their company to something more AI, like Meta, and then pretends that they're still a human.
AI.
Yeah. And then pretends they're still human, but we all know that eventually she comes out as a bot. Which I'm sure we'll find out from the rest of the tech moguls will be the same. Caleb, having spent a year in the house, eventually gets out and he becomes the new Bear Grylls. So he's a survival expert. So yeah.
How he survived on carpet and light things.
Yeah. So what about you?
Well, obviously, Nathan somehow survives and is probably listing their rocket company on the stock exchange for $1 trillion. Does Caleb go to prison for Nathan's murder? That's that was the thing that's where my mind went. Because there's a lot of cameras in there, and then he's like, "No, I didn't kill them. The robots killed them," and they're like. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
He's created a robot that can kill people. Yeah.
Although there's also conspiracy to murder because he let her out. So then, would you then say? But you knew that she was going to murder him, right? Because obviously she's not very happy with him. So
it's a good point. Yeah, I think either way, he should definitely go to prison just for being useless. So yeah.
And Ava ran out of batteries.
What did Ava do?
So
Ava's just nightmare.
Ava's just there, run out of batteries. No one knows how to power her back up. They think that she's
just a
human.
mannequin.
She just
in
gets,
like a mall.
She just gets buried. She's a mannequin that might come back to life if the right person goes in. Wow, that sounds a good film. Is that on the list?
That sounds like a great film. I hope that's on the list.
I mean, that's a classic. I'd definitely watch Mannequin over this.
I think I'd watch most things over this, but would you watch? It's a good question for you then. Would you watch? Where is it? What's they called? All Dogs Go to Heaven over this?
No, I quite like that. I quite like this film.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm asking you. Yeah. I forgot that you've
obviously
changed.
Would you? Would you watch this or Weird Science? Because Weird Science is like the 80s version of this, where it's just they ask none of the questions.
Brilliant.
It's all just about a sex robot, and they own it. They're not hiding from that.
Yes,
that's just what they do.
Much better actors as well, though, right? The supporting actors and stuff in it. You got Danny
30
Jr.
years
on,
we're still doing.
I don't know how it would hold up 30 years on. I imagine it would probably date quite badly, but
I don't
from nostalgia point of view.
I think there were problems with it, but I haven't watched it very recently.
Oh, you have?
Robert Downey Jr. in that as well. See, full circle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Downey Jr.'s in that. And I think he is credited as Robert Jr. Or Robert Downey, I think. Robert Jr. Okay. Robert Downey. I don't think he's credited as Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He's credited as something else.
Good little factoid.
I remember.
Get off AI. I don't want you. It's fine. We don't need to know.
We don't need to know.
Even at the bar, little light, your face gets lit up by your AI screen as you're as you're looking these things up.
Yeah, I was going to have a look to see if it was on IMDb, but I guess it wouldn't be, would it? So, all right. One thing you change?
Yeah, I was trying to think of that. I don't think there's one thing that you can change to make it make sense. And so I would rather have the questions.
You'd leave it as it is.
Apart from maybe a scene where she says, no, Caleb sent me out to get on the helicopter. That's why I'm here. And the guy's like, okay. Because that's
the one thing for you where you're like...
That does really annoy me. I don't know what happens there. Why does that happen?
I mean, look at him. He's just picking up his paycheck. He doesn't care. He's not fussed. Oh, amazing. That's everything. Well, I thought, you'd have to change the entire fundamentals of the story for me. So I would change quite a lot. But
just watch Black Mirror in the end. Go on then. Maybe something best thing about the movie for you. This would be a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, well, I think Elisa, is that how you spell her name? Alicia, who plays Ava. I thought she was very good. I thought her portrayal was good. I think she actually sets up the character well. She plays the character well in the way that you do get the sense that she is kind of manipulating, but then you're also like, no, but maybe she's not. I don't know. So she's clever. I think she plays it very well. And then when she escapes, it's just perfect. It's just deadpan, just leaving slowly, walking away. So I think she was very good. That was one thing I thought I could just about stretch to. What about you?
Yeah. I'd actually written down, I thought all the actors were very committed to the roles. I think they're very consistent, whether or not they're good or not. Yeah, but I do think, as you say, because there's only 4 of them, right? And so they get all of them get a lot of screen time.
Yes.
So
they just need to be better.
Yeah. Just a couple of 3-star reviews as we get through. It was a very heavy character-driven movie. One was kind of likable, one wasn't, and the other was, but more likable than the first. But none of the 3 got me to care for them in the span of the movie. And I was wondering which way round they were. One was kind of likable, one wasn't, and the other was, but more likable than the first. I was just like,
well, the one that can't be likable must be Nathan, but then which one is the more likable out of the other 2?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But just use their names,
Yeah. It starts out interesting and seems entertaining, but as the plot thickens, turns out to be demented. That is from your first watch. So that is perfect.
Yes.
That
was exactly. Review. The first bit I wrote and I'll be like, to be continued. And then I watched it on demented. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then someone said, after watching this flick, I came to realize that The Matrix is not all that improbable. In fact, it seems not at all unlikely. So from this, they've basically gone, wow. You know what, The Matrix could happen.
Yeah, wow. You gone from this to that. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah. Don't know what to say to that.
Fine.
I mean, yeah. Lost me for that one, yeah.
And then last one, great movie. I give it about an 8 out of 10. 3 stars.
I just don't know why people bother.
They've literally put as an 8 out of 10 movie and then they're giving it 3 stars. How have they managed to do that?
I do worry about people sometimes, but maybe they're doing it deliberately just to keep us going. Who knows?
Yeah, just to wind you up.
Yeah.
Go on then. Well, the big question, does it stay on the list? It didn't sound likely. It was at 69.
Yes.
You didn't like this film at all. Where's it going?
It is coming off the list. Yes. So yes,
wow.
It's going. But good news, everyone. They're just bangers after this. So no need to worry. Nothing else is coming off the list. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, no, it had to come off the list. until we find out for certain that it's a super intelligent, very clever film, and then it's coming back on the list.
Then you're going to start to talking about it like, oh no, this
exactly.
Is
I will get a jacket with elbow pads, some spectacles, and a pipe, and I'll tell everyone all about this film. Yes. No, but for now, off the list. So what about you then? It sounds like you didn't you think maybe there was some more to it, so you didn't mind it. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you know what? I think I'm gonna put it at 89 at the sort of back of the good film. I think there's enough for me to question whether actually there's you know what? I thought about it at the time and I didn't know where I was gonna put it, and I was like, is this a good film? Is this not a good film? And then I was like, you know what? I'm still thinking about it, like after I've watched it. So I guess that is a good film. Because, you know, I'm not trying to block it from my mind like some of the other films.
There you go.
So
just remember that, Andy, for the rest of this list. There was one film on this list.
The rest of the bangers coming up.
That made you continually think. So there was some use to this entire 100. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Yeah. Well, there you go.
So moving on. What have you got for us?
Well, as we move from one to the next, yes. So next week, well, we move from 2014 back to the holy grail that is the 90s. 1991. It's called an action drama thriller, which, when you know what this film is, I'm not sure drama is in the vocabulary of the main actor in this film. So I will say heavily on the action side. Runtime 110 minutes. This is where you're really going to have some fun. Get ready for this. So Rotten Tomato audience score 56%. Critic score strong 30%.
This is the start of the bangers that you were talking about.
Exactly. Yes, so 5.7 on IMDb, just putting that out there because it's normally 7.4.
5.7, that's low for IMDb as well.
I know, that's why I said it, because I'm like, normally it's never that low. It's always, it's just 7.
Wow.
Can't be bothered.
I hope you've watched this film recently. This is already, I'm concerned. So.
Well, I've got no concern about this film because I know I'm going to love it. You might hate it, but then that's your problem. 12 explosions, opening up, really getting the doors going, and 45 deaths. So in we go. So
there's Statham written all over it.
It's a good amount of explosion for Statham. You're right. Identical twins separated at birth reunite in Hong Kong to avenge their parents and reclaim their fortune. I mean, what could that be other than one banging film from the 90s?
With that many explosions, as soon as you say identical twins, there's a certain type of listener who will instantly know what they're going to listen to next week.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
So there we go. I mean, in the 90s as well, identical twins. It's some good CGI going on.
It's not Parent Trap. There's definitely not as many explosions in Parent Trap. Wow. No. Okay. You know what? I've never seen this film.
Oh, have you not?
No.
Oh,
I've played it extensively on a cheap handheld gaming device. But no, I've never seen it.
You've never seen this? No. Well, dude, you are in for a very large treat. So strap yourself in.
I do not think I will be thinking about this film as long as I've thought about this week's film. So.
You never know. Good times.
Okay.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Well, there we go. Well, yeah, that's awesome. Another film on your list that I'm defending more than you, and guaranteed that this is the last one to fall off the list. We're going to have to end up doing like 150 episodes this season. But
yes, no more. Yeah, exactly.
It'll be fine.
No more are allowed to fall off.
Exactly. Yeah. You've got to keep them on now. I'm going to go and lie down because all of this protein is starting to make me feel a bit queasy. And
you just look too big
Kev's going to get his next pina colada out so that he forgets ever having watched this movie. And we'll see you next week.
Do the countdown?
No, it did the countdown on my side.
Oh, I can't see it. Great. Well, this new version is working really well.